Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are doing an extra long video. We have about 3 different meals and I have 2 days of cleaning for you. If you're new here, my name is Danielle from LeggoMyPreggo and thank you so much for watching. We've actually been sick over the last few days, so I didn't put my movie out on Tuesday, but I will still have our Thursday and Saturday videos up. So today we're going to show you some cleaning hacks for getting that soap scum off of the shower doors, as well as deep cleaning my bedroom desk and decluttering some stuff in my room and doing laundry. And one of my older son's bedroom, his dresser needed to be taken care of, and just a good deep cleaning and sweeping and mopping and everything of all the boys' beds. So let's get into it. So all of our children have their own beds, but my 4-year-old has just taken like 2 years to completely transition from his crib to his twin bed with his brothers in his room. And so I actually have 2 cribs in my room right now, one for my 1-year-old as well as my 4-year-old. But if I take the side off, then he doesn't like it and he won't use it and he always ends up in my bed. So for now, I'm trying to transition him out of that bed until, once new baby is born. That way it's just easier on everybody. So I don't know if it's just me and my husband, but I have one drawer in my desk, and for some reason it always becomes dedicated to anything electronic or cord related, USB related, cell phone cord related, all that good stuff. So I always end up having a junk drawer with just electronic and gadgets in it. So I'm putting all of those things in my blue bucket, and I'm making my husband go through that later because I do not want to be held responsible for that. In the meantime, my kids were coming in and out of the room and playing Fortnite and Minecraft, and so they're popping in and out of the picture a couple times. And one of my older kids was asking me what we were doing for dinner and when that was starting. So you'll see that in the next couple clips. So here I'm using my natural homemade cleaning solution. Again, that's 3 cups water, as well as the white vinegar and the rubbing alcohol. Later I'll add some Dawn dish soap to that, and it just helps clean the bathroom better and disinfect, as well as cut through some soap scum and clean the glass windows and stuff. And then I also was trying to hook up the surround sound that goes with this TV. When we bought the TV, it was just fine. But then when we moved, we didn't end up putting that there right away because we thought it would work with our TV in the living room, and it does not. It's one of those newer fancy plugs, so it doesn't just plug in like a USB or HDMI. But anyways, once I tried to hook that up, I realized one of my kids had taken the battery out of the remote. And since it's not a normal battery, it's like a large watch battery, we don't just have those on hand. So one of these days I will make it to the store, hopefully Target, and we'll get that working. But for now, at least it's in the right spot. I found a cool little stand. This woman was selling bonsai trees on the side of the road out towards the beach where we live. And my husband loves bonsai, so randomly one day I got that for him, and that was really fun. But shortly after we bought it, I noticed that the plug that holds the water for it to continue to survive had come out. And so I decided, since we didn't have any clay or anything like that, I was using one of my kids' bottles of Play-Doh. So hopefully that will dry and we can put something over the bottom of that so that the thing doesn't wither away to dust. So for now, that's how we're keeping it watered. You can see my 7-year-old Samson just goofing off with a sticky ball and listening to whatever music they're playing on Fortnite. He is such a character. I swear to you, he constantly keeps me on my toes. I wouldn't have it any other way, but he is absolutely loving the sticky ball, and for some reason he's able to stick it to all kinds of random things in the house, as annoying or funny and amusing as that may be. He just would not stop sticking it to stuff in my room that night. He is such a funny little man. So for dinner this night, we are making Shepards Pie. I will put the recipe in the description box, along with the others as well. But it's so good, you guys. My kids love it. It's kind of like tater tot casserole with some vegetables and mashed potatoes instead of the tater tots. But it's just one of those things that makes you feel so good inside. And yeah, we doubled, almost tripled the recipe. Yeah, we just doubled it, but still, the kids ate every last bite. My older kids went back to go get some before bed, and there was nothing left. So that makes me feel good. But I also now have to realize, holy cow, I have to make 2 pans and triple it at least next time. I also realized after I had done a couple steps that I had left out a couple steps as far as recording them. So you layer the meat, then you put the vegetables, which is just a bag of the frozen mixed veg, and then you put cheese over that. Then I put the mashed potatoes, and I doctor up my mashed potatoes because who wants just plain old mashed potatoes? Sour cream, butter, salt and pepper, all that good stuff. Cream, whip it up. And then I put cheese over that as well. And then you bake it for 30 minutes at 400, and look at how golden and delicious it is. It's so good. You have to make sure and let it set for 15, maybe even 20 minutes afterwards so that it's not all soupy. You want it to kind of congeal together and be delicious. This is one of my favorite parts of the video. I just found this recipe online. I don't know why I would ever use anything else after this, and maybe you'll think the same. I've always used like scrubbing bubbles or, you know, those really toxic chemical-y things that you see on infomercials to get all of that scummy soap stuff off of glass windows, or glass shower doors, I should say. Anyways, this is literally 1 cup of Dawn, and you have to make sure it's Dawn, nothing else will do, and 1 cup of white distilled vinegar, and mix it with a sponge. I also decided to use a toothbrush to get into the little cracks and stuff, and I swear to you, you just start scrubbing it on there pretty generously, but it doesn't take a lot of elbow grease. And after about 15 minutes of letting it set, I then scrubbed it again with that stuff, and then you just spray it off, and it comes off so clean. And I also scrubbed with a nice big industrial brush my entire shower. So, because it was kind of getting mildewy, and I just wanted it to be nice and clean, and it was so awesome. So you guys have to try that. after that, I changed my clothes and washed up, and then we did pizzas, homemade pizzas on naan bread and flatbread with a bunch of different toppings for the kids. They're pretty simple, as most kids are. So cheese, pepperoni really goes a long way. You can tell which one are the older kids or the adults because they have spicier toppings. But we did that for lunch, and then we went on from there after I changed my clothes to tackle my 4 other children's room. They share this room. There's the 11-year-old's on the top bunk right there, and he's going to kind of help clean the room. I absolutely despise this dresser, so in one of our upcoming videos, I'm going to be sanding and painting that because it's still a very sturdy dresser. I just get super annoyed by what they've done to it. So here, my 11-year-old Elliot and my 4-year-old Patrick are helping me get some of the stuff out from underneath the bed. We pulled the trundle out. Thankfully, it's not connected. That's not actually as much stuff under that bed as I expected. So I was pleasantly surprised. Patrick's sitting there messing around with a book, and I just kind of moved them around. They're not that heavy of a bed, so it wasn't that hard to do. And since it's not carpet, it's super easy to slide around. And then I got my Bona mop and used that in this room because it's a little bit crowded. And the boys were in and out of there, and so I didn't want to use my spin mop and have it be super wet. And it also smells really nice in there when I use this mop. So super simple, different mops for different jobs. biggest stressor is pretty much Elliot's since he's 11 and he has the whole desk and bed thing to himself. He doesn't really need a whole bunch of tidying up on there, but a good dusting, and his desk always gets super cluttered, so I like to go through and kind of declutter it and organize it so he knows throughout his life that that is necessary as well as needed. Um, and then the desk kind of over in the corner there with the mister and diffuser is for the little guys. And actually later on, I didn't end up recording it because my camera died, but I brought in 2 of the rolling chairs that my husband had brought over from his old office, and so they were super excited about that. So again, I've separated all the kids' clothes into each of their baskets, so they're separated by person and child and all of those good things. And Elliot is helping me take them to their room. Max is wandering down the hall with some snack, and I have Charlie on me because he woke up from a nap super clingy. this is our little rack when you first walk in the door. It's basically got all of my shoes on it because I have so many. And then I use one of my old glass jars to have everybody put their change in it, and then when it gets full, or at least halfway full, we take it to the Coinstar and we change it out. So it's got some hand sanitizer and all that there, and it just gets real dusty being by the front door, so we needed to clean it off. So the last meal I have for you is a quiche that we did that night. I actually did 3 of them, 1 in a really large pan and 2 in smaller 9-inch rounds. It's a quiche Lorraine, so it is bacon and Swiss cheese, and I used red onion and cream and milk and some cayenne and salt and pepper, stuff like that. So that's what we did for dinner that night, with a side salad with dressing. And then afterwards we did homemade brownie sundaes with caramel or chocolate syrup. So that's going to conclude today's video, guys. I know it was an extra long one. Thank you so much for sticking around. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, be sure and subscribe, and I will have another video out for you Thursday. Even though I was sick, I'm still going to stay on track. So thanks again so much, and we will talk to you soon.